There it goes. I don't know why I wasn't recording a minute ago.
Something weird's watching over me, coming on YouTube, and there's something you can do. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. There'll be laughs to be had when you're introduced to our host, James Robert Hermes, Ryan Vestro, Internet Productions.
I host this company.
Ryan Vestro, James Robert Hermes. We've been hurting with a
This
broken heart,
is
but we
actually
have to
fun.
pull through. No, we can't stay away from our audience, no matter how small. To stand divided, we will surely fall until our darkness consumes us. With laughter will save
This
us
is
all. Ryan Vestro, Internet Productions. Ryan Vestro, James Robert Hermes. We wage our battle to destroy evil forces of YouTube's algorithm. Ryan Vestro,
I try to keep my hand out.
Ryan Vestro. It's my YouTube channel, and now we've made our videos. And now the powers of darkness have been driven from our land. Take that depression, and this way it will remain till the day when we are gone.
This video where I was talking about
Ryan Vestro, Ryan Vestro, Ryan Vestro, James Robert Hermes.
like I mostly just talked about The Force Awakens, but I never made a follow-up about my thoughts of the other two movies, which I've never actually, I haven't actually opened these since I got them. But I saw them all in theaters.
Okay, so let me.
But yeah,
let me
I
start
never
this
talked
again.
about my thoughts on The Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker. I gotta start this whole thing over again. But I wanted to talk about how I voiced this guy. This, like the set that I used to use for the intros.
Hello, this is
for
James
my
Robert Hermes
videos
with
was
how
actually
I
made
voiced
from
this puppet,
prompts that
which
this
is
guy
not
came
really a puppet. The trick is,
I was using it as a display stand.
I was
this
wearing
guy
this helmet
for years, but now I've
off
got
camera in all those videos. There's electronics in
a
this
new
part.
version
There's a microphone inside, and that gives me the Darth Vader
over
voice.
here,
This thing needs
and
new
this is
batteries.
too
It doesn't
big to
actually
fit
work
on that
anymore.
display stand, so
And
I've
also,
sold
it
two
is
different versions of these
actually
guys.
hard to breathe in this thing. So I wasn't just exaggerating the breathing. It actually kind of hard to breathe inside the helmet. And the set was actually the box that this guy came in. I used to use it as a display stand for this, and I still kind of do,
This
but
doesn't
I've
go
got a
on
new
the
version
safety
of that
batteries,
guy
but
that's
the
on my
electronics are
shelf
all in this.
up here.
And then there's these straps.
Uh-oh. One of my flames fell off as I was picking
And
them up. I need to grab that and put that
I
back
don't
on.
even know how this is connected.
Excuse me a minute.
Oh, and Anakin was using force powers as a child before he even had a master. They literally said in episode 1 that the only reason that he's able to be a pod racer is because he has force powers. Otherwise, humans don't have the reflexes to be able to do it. That's also why he's able to pilot a starfighter
Okay.
as a child.
So anyway, I made this video
Who cheated
years ago talking about This first movie, The Force Awakens, and what I thought about it, I did it in character as Dark Knight. This not really a puppet.
But Plagueis was still around, controlling things from the background.
This is a puppet. I can actually put my
and
hand
that's
in here.
who Snoke was.
He's got a hole in the back of his head.
Plagueis. I mean, he had a scar across his head,
This used to be
which even matches how.
This used to be my stepson's stuffed animal, but he doesn't. He didn't really play with it, so I was like, I want to use the puppet in
We're
videos.
still coming out with another one.
Anyway,
I didn't think
so I never really talked about The
it was
Last
kind
Jedi.
of dumb to think that. they
So
were gonna
when this
reveal
came out,
everything in
I
the
didn't
middle.
hate it like most people did right away because it's the middle movie
So-
in a trilogy. I didn't expect
people
them
say,
to reveal
"Oh,
things
gosh,
right
there's
away.
nobody, that's
I wasn't
really
expecting
stupid.
to
Why did
learn
they do
who
that?"
Rey was or who
It
Snoke was.
meant to be misleading.
So it didn't really bother me when they just said that she's nobody.
It was always
Because
going
I
to be
didn't
misleading
expect them
because
to
it's
reveal
the
it in that
middle
movie
in a
anyway.
franchise.
I
Or the
expected
middle
it to
movie
be in the
trilogy,
third
they're
one,
not gonna reveal everything until
in
the end.
episode 9. The same with Snoke.
Why would they reveal everything?
And I was
in the
already
middle?
theorizing that Snoke was Darth Plagueis.
So the whole thing with Snoke dying.
So this didn't actually bother me that much when it came out. It's only after
Background
episode 9 released
when this came out.
that it actually bothers
Because
me.
I had already theorized.
Because now we have a definitive ending to this.
First video. His name shouldn't be Kylo Ren. That's another thing that's disappointing. Like, they did the whole Knights of Ren thing. Like, that's why they called him Kylo Ren, is because they supposedly didn't want him to be a Sith Lord because the Sith were defeated. So they made up the Knights of Ren to replace the Sith. The Knights of Ren don't do anything in the entire trilogy. We don't even know who any of the other
Trilogy,
Knights
and it sucks. I feel like J.J. Abrams had some sort of plan for where he wanted the story to go. And then they got a different director to do the middle one, and it completely derailed the franchise. So for episode 9, he was just picking up the pieces, trying to make the story still work, and it doesn't.
Hello, this is James Robert
They could have still made Snoke Darth Plagueis.
which is
They could have still made Rey actually be related to
I was wearing this helmet
Luke Skywalker, which is,
in all those
I
videos.
feel
There's
like
electronics,
she should have been his daughter.
microphone inside, and that gives me the Darth Vader voice. This thing needs new batteries. It doesn't actually work anymore. And also, it is actually hard to breathe in this thing. So I wasn't just exaggerating the breathing. It actually
And-
kind of hard to breathe inside the helmet.
Like, there's no reason for the lightsaber in the first movie to call out to her.
Set.
You know, the lightsaber that was originally Anakin's,
So
and
why
then
would
Luke's.
Leia name her son Ben
Why would that
after
call out to
Obi-Wan
her
when she didn't
in The
even
Force
know who
Awakens
Ben
if
Kenobi
she wasn't a
was? She knew
Skywalker?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Like, making her
Doesn't make any freaking
Palpatine's
sense. His name is
granddaughter
Jason.
was dumb.
So
And
I'm
they
just
shouldn't have
gonna
even
edit
brought
all
Palpatine
this
back. There's no
crap
reason
together.
for him to come back. He should have just stayed dead
I've
after
recorded a
episode
bunch of
6.
stuff. I might just
But there's already in
I don't know what
story
it is.
reasons for Darth Plagueis to still be around. Because he was literally described in episode 3 as a Sith Lord who cheated death, Palpatine describes him as he cheated death for everyone but himself. But maybe that's only what he believed. Maybe he didn't. He truly thought that he had killed Plagueis. But Plagueis was still around, controlling things from the background. And that's who Snoke was. Is Darth Plagueis.
Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, I made this video years ago talking about this first movie, The Force Awakens, and what I thought about it.
I mean, he had a scar across his head, which even matches how
This
Palpatine killed Plagueis in the expanded universe.
I can actually put my hand in.
That should have been Plagueis,
He got a hole in the back of his
but
head.
they did nothing with Snoke.
This used to be my. This used to be my stepson's stuffed animal. But
I don't
he doesn't-
hate Rey like
he
everyone else
doesn't play with
does
it, so I
either.
was like, I wanna use
Like
the
people
puppet.
calling her Mary
Was
Sue.
actually the box that this guy came in. I
Do
used to
you
use it as a
realize you're
stand
calling her
for
Mary
this.
Sue for
I still
doing
kinda
things
do,
that
but
both
I've got a new
Anakin
version
and
of
Luke
that guy.
also did?
That's on my shelf. Oh, up here.
Like,
Uh-oh. One of my
she
flames
uses the
fell off.
Force with
As I was
barely
picking
any
her up.
training.
I
So
need to
did
grab that and
Luke.
put that back on. Excuse
He
me.
barely trained with Obi-Wan in Episode 4. And then he barely trained with Yoda in Episode 5. That's the same frickin' thing.
The same with Snoke. And I was already theorizing that Snoke was Darth Plagueis.
Like, the only scene
So
of Luke
this
training with
didn't actually
Obi-Wan
bother me that much
is
when it
actually
came
the
out.
scene on the Millennium
It's
Falcon
only
where he's
after
fighting the little
Episode
droid with his
9
lightsaber.
released that it actually bothers
Other than
me.
that, nothing.
Because now
for the rest
we
of the
have a
movie.
definitive ending to this trilogy, and it sucks.
He spends more time training with
J.J.
Yoda,
Abrams
but the
had some
plot
sort of plan
actually has
for
him
where he
leave
wanted the story to
Dagobah
go.
before his training is
He
complete.
got a different director,
And when by the time he comes back to Dagobah,
and it
Yoda's dying.
derailed the franchise. So episode 9
Luke literally
picking up
never
pieces,
actually
trying to
completes
make
his
the
Jedi
story still
training.
work,
He
and it
just
doesn't.
calls himself a Jedi Knight
They could
in
have still made
Episode
Snoke,
6,
Darth Plagueis.
even though
They
he never
could
earned
have
that
still
title.
Made Rey actually
Why does nobody complain about Luke
to
being a
Luke Skywalker, which is, I feel like she should have been his daughter. And like, there's no reason for the lightsaber in the first movie to call out to her. You know, the lightsaber that was originally Anakin's and then Luke's. Why would that call out to her?
Mary Stew? Because that's literally what he is.
So anyway,
He does barely
the Disney
anything
Star Wars movies
except
are
run
good.
around with a puppet on his back
I still don't like them, but I don't hate them. as
and
much as
lift a
most people
starship.
do. seems like most people are hating
That
on them
was
just
pretty
because
much the entire extent of his
without actually
training.
understanding anything about Star Wars.
Rey actually trained longer than Luke did. Because she was on that island with Luke, on that planet, training with Luke for months.
Comes back to Dagobah, Yoda's dying. So, Luke literally never actually completes his Jedi training. He just calls himself
And we
a
see
Jedi
literal days go by.
Episode 6, even though he never earned that title.
Several
Why does
days and
nobody
nights
think about Luke
where she's training.
a Gary Stew? Because that's literally what he is.
She's even training when Luke is refusing to teach her.
He does barely anything except run around. Palpatine killed Plagueis. In
Luke did less
the expanded
training than
universe.
Rey did.
That should have been Plagueis.
And
But they did nothing
Anakin
with Snoke.
was using Force powers as a child before he even had a master. They literally said
And-
in episode 1
I don't
that the
hate
only
Rey
reason
like
that
everyone
he's
else does
able
either.
to be a pod racer
Like, people
is
call
because he
Rey
has Force powers. Otherwise, humans don't have the reflexes to be able to do it.
Mary Sue for doing things that both Anakin
That's also why he's able to pilot a starfighter as a child. He intuitively just knows how to fly just by going into the cockpit and figuring it out. That's because of the Force.
barely trained with Obi-Wan in episode 4.
He had no training
And then
in being able
barely
to
trained with
fly that
Yoda
ship,
in episode 5.
but he does it.
That's the same freaking thing.
The only character in Star
Like, the only scene of Luke training with Obi-Wan is actually the scene on the Millennium Falcon where he's fighting the little droid with his lightsaber. Other than that, nothing for the rest of the movie. He spends more time training with Yoda, but the plot actually has him leave Dagobah before his training is complete. And by the time he
Star Wars, who you could really complain is a Mary Sue, is frickin' Padme, because she's not Force sensitive at all.
So anyway,
But in episode 2, when they're chained up in the
I
Genoshan
don't
pit,
know why the cover of this is so.
she's the first one who escapes.
For the Last
While
Jedi,
Anakin and Obi-Wan are still chained up. Padme is the one escaping.
Just immediately hated it. But
Padme
my
is
thoughts
literally
on it
more
when it first came
powerful
out, with a
than
puppet
two
on
of the
back.
most powerful Jedi. But nobody complains about her being a Mary Sue. They complain about Rey, who's
That
actually
is
Force
pretty much the
sensitive.
entire extent of his
That
training.
doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway,
Rey actually trained longer
the
than
Disney
Luke did,
Star Wars movies are dumb.
because she was on
I
that
I
island
still don't
with
like
Luke,
them, but I don't
uh,
hate them as much
on
as
that
most
planet,
people
training
do.
with Luke
It seems
for
like most people are
months.
hating on them just for the sake of hating on them without actually understanding anything about Star Wars. In fact, most people aren't even hating on them for reasons that make sense to hate on them.
Literal
Like
days
I
go
talked about
by.
in that first video,
Several
his name shouldn't be
days
Kylo
and
Ren.
nights where she
That's another
trained
thing that's disappointing. Like, they did the whole Knights of Ren
He's
thing.
even training when Luke is refusing to teach
Like,
him.
that's why they called him Kylo Ren, is because they supposedly didn't want him to be a Sith Lord because the Sith were defeated. So they made up the Knights of Ren to replace the Sith. The Knights of Ren don't do anything in the entire trilogy. We don't even know who any of the other knights are. Kylo Ren is the only one whose name is ever spoken on screen. It's stupid. Use the established lore instead of making something up and then doing nothing with it. His name is frickin' Darth
I
Caedus.
used to wear this during all those videos.
And Jason
Hard to
Solo.
breathe in this thing.
Because it makes no sense for his name to be Ben.
Breathing wasn't just. He intuitively just knows how to fly just by going into the cockpit and figuring it out. That's because of the Force. He had no training in to be able to fly that ship.
Like, his parents
He does
are
it.
Han Solo, who didn't even like Obi-Wan.
The only
Like, he flew
character in
around
Star
with
Wars
Obi-Wan
who
just because he was
really
being paid to.
complain is a Mary Sue. Is
And
freaking Padme because she's not
He didn't
Force
really
sensitive
get
at all.
along with them at that time.
But
It's
in
not
episode
until the
2,
end of the movie when he comes around and helps
when they're
Luke.
chained up in the Genoshan,
But he never really gave a shit about Obi-Wan.
she's the first one who escapes.
And
While
Leia
Anakin and
knew
Obi-Wan
him
are
as...
still chained up. Padme is the one escaping.
I don't know why the recording just suddenly stopped on there.
Padme is
Anyway,
literally more
Leia
powerful than two of the most
Um,
powerful Jedi.
knew him as Obi-Wan, not as Ben.
They complained
So
about
why would
Rey,
Leia
which actually
name her
is.
son Ben after Obi-Wan
Anyway,
when she didn't even
So,
know
I never
who
really
Ben
talked
Kenobi
about The Last
was?
Jedi.
She knew Obi-Wan Kenobi.
so when this came out,
Doesn't make
I didn't
any
hate it
freaking
like
sense.
most
His
people
name
did
is
right
Jason.
away, because it's the middle movie in a trilogy.
So
I didn't expect them
I'm
to
just gonna
reveal
edit
things
all
right
this
away.
crap
I
together.
wasn't expecting to learn who Rey was.
I've recorded a
who
bunch of
Snoke
stuff.
was.
I might just...
So it didn't really bother me when they
I don't
just
know what
said
I'm
that
gonna
she's
do with
nobody,
this. I might
'cause
just
I didn't expect them to reveal it in
not
that movie
upload it or
anyway.
just upload the
I
raw
expected
footage.
it
I
to
don't
be in the
know.
third one, be Darth Plagueis.
I just decided to talk about Star Wars.
I feel like I should start this whole video over because I forgot to set up my microphone.
This was supposed to be a video about how I voiced a puppet. I kind of lost the plot somewhere.
Why did I do that? Knights are. Kylo Ren is the only one whose name is ever spoken on screen. It's stupid. Use the established lore instead of making something up and then doing nothing with it. His name is frickin' Darth Caedus. And Jason Solo. Because it makes no sense for his name to be Ben. Like, his parents are Han Solo, who didn't even like Obi-Wan. Like, he flew around with Obi-Wan just because he was being paid to. And he didn't really get along with him at that time. It's not
Something weird's watching over me, coming on YouTube. There's something you can do. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
And
The
Leia
lives we had when
of lost the plot somehow.